Ever since its inception, one of the most essential themes of the Digimon franchise has been the ability of the titular monsters to change forms as they grow and become stronger. This process, called evolution originally and then Digivolution in the English dub, is one of the few constants of the series. With now more than 20 years of evolving for the series, let's take a look back at how the various Digimon anime have dealt with visualizing the concept. Since there is so much to dig through, I'll have to leave how the video games and various films have shown it for another day, and trust that I will be giving each series a deeper look one day. Anyway, let's get Digivolving. The first anime series, and thus the bar setter for how evolution was to be depicted going forward, premiered in 1999. In Digimon Adventure, evolution for the chosen children's partner Digimon is temporary and is used by the anime as a kind of magical girl transformation sequence for powering up before fight scenes. The evolution stages in Adventure are the standard stages for the series up to this point, laid out prior by the V-Pets: Baby 1, Baby 2, Child, Adult, and Perfect. With the English dub, the stages were changed to being called Fresh, In Training, Rookie, Champion, and Ultimate. The perfect stages being reached as the MacGuffin of a crest and tag were discovered for each child. On top of that, 2 of the Digimon achieved an evolution stage new to the series, Ultimate. So that's enough of the broad view. Let's dig in here and see the actual evolution scene. The evolution sequences in Adventure visually take place in a void-like space. The scene begins as the Digivice begins to display a barcode that erupts upward. The code then spirals downward towards the child Digimon, which is shown spinning in place. The child Digimon's name circles around in the background while the spiraling code is now the name of the adult stage and continues down into the child stage. The Digimon begins spinning faster and faster, and with a quick zoom in and out, the Digimon is now adult staged. For the evolution from adult to perfect, the light of the Digivice erupts upward through the tag, and with it the crest flies upward and erupts into light before spiraling down into the adult Digimon. The changes to perfect level are shown with really fun creative visualizations being used for those Digimon that have less than intuitive evolution paths. For example, I really enjoyed the evolution scene for Togemon's evolution to Lilymon, which is imagined as Lilymon being birthed from a flower growing out of Togemon's head. For 2 of the Digimon, Agumon and Gabumon, this evolution is done in glorious 90s CG. Unfortunately, this trend of giving specific characters the CG evolution treatment continues for quite a while through the franchise. Those same 2 Digimon are the 2 that evolve to Ultimate level. The evolution begins with the Digivice quickly shining a light down onto the child level, then one by one each stage of the Digimon's evolution is shown as a solid color model before becoming the Ultimate Digimon, which then fades into their coloration and has a short action scene. One of the best ways that the Digimon anime series makes the evolution scenes work is by building hype with the music choice. The evolution theme for Adventure is the iconic song Braveheart. This song rocks so hard, and it's completely understandable how it's gone down as one of the greatest anime songs ever. Digimon Adventure 02 was the second Digimon anime, and it was released in 2000 and takes place in 2002. 02 followed up on Adventure with the 2 youngest of the chosen children as well as 3 new chosen children defending the digital world. Though the evolution sequences remain the same, just with new Digimon, 02 debuted new kinds of evolution. Due to the control spires created by the mysterious Digimon Kaiser, the Digimon aren't able to evolve to adult level, but with the help of a MacGuffin called Digimentals, the Digimon can make use of armor evolution. Later, after the Kaiser is defeated, the Digimon are then able to evolve to adult level, but the evolution to perfect wasn't possible without the help of the crests. The Digimon reach perfect level via Jogress evolution, a portmanteau of joint and progress, which is an evolution in which 2 Digimon combine to allow one to reach the next stage. Both new evolution types had their own new evolution sequences, which had to convey the new mechanics as well as fit with the style of the basic evolution. 02 also gave us one of my favorite things in all of Digimon, the confirmation that the Digimon are actually spinning in place when they evolve. As I said, the basic child to adult evolution scenes for the new Digimon are the same as they were in Adventure, now with just a different Digivice. So we're just going to move on to armor evolution. The armor evolution scene starts with the chosen child calling out Digimental up, while a light, presumably the Digimental itself, shines from their D-terminal and into the Digivice, from which the Digimental appears. The child form Digimon then appears spinning beside the Digimental in front of the crest related to said Digimental. The Digimon and Digimental combine together, and with a flash, the silhouette of the armored Digimon appears while the stages of the Digimon whose partner owned the related crest appears one by one, The armored Digimon then bursts from the light behind the silhouette. Setting aside the use of armor evolutions, I really enjoy the sequence itself. I like how the Digimon's partner child is shown at the beginning and how it harkens back to the original holder of the crest the child is drawing from. The armor evolutions also get a unique evolution track, Breakup. It's no Braveheart, but I do think it's a great follow-up to it. Now onto the transformation scenes for Jogress evolutions. The evolution begins with the two chosen children's Digivices flashing into a coloring of the two mixed, while two rays of light shoot upward and combine. The two Digimon then fly past the camera and crash into each other in the center distance. The two become silhouettes that fly upward in a spiral and combine together as the perfect level is shown. Again, like with the armor evolution scene, I think this works really well to show thematically the new method of evolution. The evolution theme for Jogress is the tune Beat Hit. My favorite thing about this song is how it syncs up to the animation for the Jogress to Paildramon. For the only ultimate of 02, Imperialdramon, the scene starts with Qinglongmon descending onto Paildramon and spiraling around them as they fly upward and immediately transform into Imperialdramon, who after a quick fly around and blowing up a castle, lands. The mode change to Imperialdramon Fighter Mode, oh yeah, did I mention 02 also introduced the concept of mode changing? Picks up from that point in the animation and depicts the Digimon morphing its shape, Transformer-like, into the new mode. Overall, with all the things that 02 added to the pot, I think that the scenes themselves do a great job of fitting into the world of adventure and with depicting the evolution methods themselves. Just like the Mons themselves, the Digimon anime evolves. With the ending of 02, the book was closed on the story of adventure, at least at the time. Starting with Tamers, each Digimon series takes place in a new continuity. Digimon Tamers is set in a world much like ours, with Digimon being a multimedia franchise of card games, video games, and in the English dub, an anime series. Digimon cards take a prominent role in Tamers, as well as in Evolution, which has been rolled back to the standard stages just with a new catalyst for it in-universe. Though Digimon Tamers did introduce a new evolution type, called Biomerge in the English dub, that involved the Digimon's child partner fusing with them to achieve their ultimate stage. Overall, Tamers struck a much different tone than Adventure, drawing more from a cyber Lovecraftian outlook. With the more tech-oriented take on things, the henshins themselves were completely different. So let's go ahead and take a look at them. The evolutions in Digimon Tamers begin with the card slash sequence, a scene that is also used for any use of Digimon cards to power up Digimon in Tamers. An egg appears on the Digivice, and a net-like egg flows out of the Digivice and surrounds the child Digimon. The skin of the Digimon is ripped away to leave a wireframe shape of them. The adult Digimon begins to be built on top of the wireframe, interspersed with shots of the spinning egg. With an explosion, the adult Digimon then erupts from it. For the evolution to perfect level, called Matrix Evolution here, after the shot of the Digivice, the evolution catalyst is shown as it flies into the adult Digimon. From this point, the evolution is different for each of the Digimon. For the evolution from Growmon to Megalogrowmon, points of light begin to erupt from the Digimon, and then bits of the perfect stage flash into existence from the lights. For Galgamon to Rapidmon, the scene pans away from Galgamon, and then the abdomen of Rapidmon is shown, from which the rest of the Digimon extends from. For Cubimon, the Digimon jumps into a spin, then Taumon lands, spinning in front of a forming eclipse. For the evolution to Ultimate, the Tamer is shown holding their shining Digivice to their chest. They begin to fall back into their Digimon and the two combine. For Guiomon and Terriermon, the two Digimon who have had their evolutions in CG, pieces of them begin to erupt into bits and are slowly replaced by that of their ultimate stage, Dukemon and St. Galgamon. For Renamon, the screen swipes to that of a crescent moon. The limbs of Renamon reach into a rippling plane of water and are transformed into that of Sakuyamon. Finally, Sakuyamon stands while her armor begins to form onto her. The song for Evolution in Tamers is the awesome Evo, which perfectly mimics the more intense evolution scenes in Tamers. Then, during the second half of the series, the song is One Vision, which doesn't match as well in my opinion, but instead sounds like an escalation of the evolution themes of Adventure. Next up, Digimon Frontier. Frontier causes quite the divide with the Digimon fandom. Partially, I'd put this on a lack of nostalgia, as for Western fans this was the point at which the series distribution rights shifted from Saban to Disney. So for many, this meant they didn't know where to watch the new series, or just straight up couldn't. I was personally in the latter situation. The bigger divide comes from what is Frontier's biggest departure. The children of Frontier do not have partner Digimon. Instead, they fight the evil in the digital world by becoming Digimon themselves through a process called Spirit Evolution. We have now completed the journey from evolution sequence to straight up magical girl transformation scene. For Digimon Frontier, the evolution begins with a chosen child holding up their Digivice, which displays the spirit with which they are evolving. Digicode then appears in their other hand, which they scan. The Digicode then spirals around the child and the full spirit is shown as their appearance is ripped away. Bits of armor of the spirit appear over them as two grid-like plates press together into them. The Digimon then falls from above and finally strikes an attack and a pose on the spirit's base. For the evolution to a beast spirit, the evolution sequence is about the same basically, except much more intense. The Digicode is more plentiful and the silhouette becomes more jagged. You could even call it bestial. For the next upgrade in power, the double spirit evolution, the beginning is the same, except now when the full spirit is shown, it shows the two spirits, which then circle each other a few times before overlapping and shattering to reveal the Digimon. For the sequences of Hyper Spirit evolution, all the spirits are shown and then form around the chosen child in a hexagon. The child then falls through the Digicode while each spirit fuses directly into them, fully transforming before they land on the base. The final evolution, Ancient Spirit evolution, begins with Takuya and Koji across from each other. All of the spirits bursting out of them while they are drawn together into a single silhouette. The spirits then change into armor and attach to the silhouette. Finally, the head is combined and Susanoo-amon is shown in full while their halo appears behind them. The evolution song for Frontier is With the Will, which is one of the best tracks in the entire franchise, and I think is my favorite thing to come out of Frontier. Overall, setting aside opinions on spirit evolution entirely, I think the transformations here are a little lackluster. After the huge jump in character for each individual Digimon's evolution scene in Tamers, the more formulaic evolution scenes here fall flat for me. Digimon Savers, called Digimon Data Squad in the English dub, began airing in 2006 and took yet another turn for the series. With a different art style to the previous 4 series, more akin to other anime, as well as a genre shift to a more general shonen feel, Digimon Savers changed up things quite a bit. A lot of things about Savers seem to be an attempt to appeal to the, now older, original fans of adventure. The hot-blooded leader character Masaru, the lone goggleless gogglehead of the franchise, is partnered to an Agumon, and evolution is returned to the basic formula of adventure. The only wrinkle added to the evolution stages in Savers is Burst Mode, a new mode change for the ultimate level Digimon. For the evolutions of Savers, each one begins with the scene of the human character using their Digisoul to charge their Digivice, the animation being different for each stage of evolution. A full charge used for the evolution to Ultimate, and Overdrive used for the change to Burst Mode. After this plays out, the transformation of the Digimon begins, which for almost all of the evolutions in Savers is done in CG. For the evolution from child to adult, and then the transformation from adult to perfect, the whole sequence is animated as one motion, with the various parts of the Digimon being shown to change as the Digisoul flows over them. The entire sequence has a background reminiscent of those from Adventure. For the Warp to Ultimate level, the Digimon becomes a solidly colored model, similar to the Warp evolutions in Adventure, while the now spiraling Digisoul transforms the Digimon. Then with the Flash, the Digimon is given its texture. The Burst Mode change begins by zooming into the Digimon's face and then back out with the transformation being complete. For Shine Greymon and Mirage Galgamon, the Burst Mode also depicts them drawing weapons from a sun and moon respectively. One huge credit to Savers is how even side characters are given full unique animation sequences for their Digimon. The evolution theme is the track Believer, a really fun song that works well with the fight scenes in Savers, which also incorporates sounds that harken back to Adventure in really fun and subtle ways. The evolutions of Savers do really well to call back, as well as modernize the original evolution scenes of Adventure. I think the best new aspect of them is how the CG models allow for more dynamic motion in the Digimon throughout the evolution. After another several-year hiatus, Digimon returned in 2010 with Digimon Cross Wars, called Digimon Fusion in the dub, a show that returned to a younger age demographic. Digimon Cross Wars, for the most part, didn't use basic evolution stages, instead utilizing a Voltron-esque system of fusion. Other than the many random Digicross throughout the show, there's a line of cross evolutions for Shoutmon that amplify in power with each additional Digimon added to the cross. For most of the fusions throughout Cross Wars, the sequence starts with Taiki, or another child, holding up their cross loader. Then each component Digimon is shown one by one. 2 paint strokes then form a cross, and the resulting Digimon is shown. For the numbered Digicross of Shoutmon, after the fusion component Digimon are shown, it shows the Digimon absorbing into a ray of light, which spiral together, at which point the paint cross appears and the Shoutmon X is shown piece by piece until the full design is shown. For the fused standard evolutions in Cross Wars, the sequence shows the chosen child hold up their cross loader, and then shows the Digimon burst bit by bit into the evolved form while the name of the new form in its Greek letter spiral around in the background. The song mainly used for evolutions in Cross Wars is We Are Crossheart, another contender for one of the best songs in the Digimon franchise, which makes sense in the very music-themed Cross Wars. I'll also have to give specific mention to the song used only for Shaomon X4B, X4B the Guardian. I can give or take the Cross Wars art style, especially when it goes super heavy on shading, but overall the animations themselves are really nice and the use of primary colors is very striking. Technically the third season of Cross Wars, Digimon Cross Wars The Young Hunters Who Leapt Through Time, to me should be considered its own series. Following a new Gogglehead, with the characters of Cross Wars returning in side character roles, much like 02, Young Hunters had a different art style, a bunch of new mechanics, and most importantly for this video, some of the, if not the best, evolution sequences in the entire franchise. For the most part, the Digimon partners in Young Hunters only get the one evolution, but those evolutions are unique to the individual. In Digimon Young Hunters, the evolution sequences begin with the chosen child extending a light from their crossloader which appears as a ring that becomes a column around the child Digimon. From this point, the Digimon generally becomes a silhouette or a mass of differently colored light. From this point, the scene depicts the transformation of the Digimon, whether it's the more straightforward changes such as from Gumdramon to Arrestor Dramon, or it's the much more abstract evolution such as with Dracomon to Yashamon. The evolution themes for Young Hunters are different for each of the children. For the Gogglehead, Tagiru, the song is Tagiru Chikara. For Taiki, it's We Are Crossheart, as it was in Cross Wars, and for you, the song is the excellent track Shining Dreamer. Overall, the songs in Young Hunters continue the trend of Cross Wars having amazing music. First announced for the 15th anniversary of the franchise, Digimon Adventure Tri was a 6-film series that started with its first release in 2015 and its final installment releasing in 2018. It followed the Kids of Adventure, now 3 years after the end of 02. The films had an entirely different art style to the original Adventure series, and not only had brand new evolution sequences for all the Digimon, they also showed for the first time, at least in animation, brand new ultimate forms for the rest of the Digimon that hadn't had them. The adult evolutions in Tri begin with a shot of the Digivice, followed by a series of hexagons falling down to surround the Digimon. They combine and create an egg from which the Digimon then hatches, now a silhouette lined with binary. A holy ring descends around the Digimon and leaves the newly evolved Digimon. Interestingly, in Tri, the evolutions to adults are the only ones that are animated in CG, while the rest are in 2D. For perfect evolutions, a yellow gear-like ring appears out of the crest of the Digimon's partner and slides across various parts of the Digimon, once again transforming the Digimon as the holy ring did with the adult levels. This is the same for the ultimate evolutions as well. For the Jogress sequence, the two Digimon transform into light made of binary which spiral together and clash into each other. Tri once again uses Braveheart as its evolution theme. Released in 2016, the most recent anime at the time of me writing this, was Digimon Universe Apply Monsters. Set in a world where Digimon are born of the apps of smartphones, the series features an entirely different stage system for the evolutions of the Appmon. The stages are Standard, Super, Ultimate, and God. Each Appmon can applink to any other Appmon. Most combinations either result in an applink, basically with one of the Appmon becoming a JoJo stand and a power boost for the other, or a failure combination. Sometimes applinks result in appgatai, with a resulting Appmon of higher stage and the de facto evolution for the buddy Appmon. The evolution sequences for Appmon start with the Apply driver opening their drive and inserting the Appmon chip of the Appmon they are applinking. You're going to hear me say the word app quite a few times. The now app-realized Mon shoots out of the Apply drive and we're shown the two Appmon connecting their cables, a common design element of every Appmon. The two begin circling each other faster and faster with the music until the appgatai is complete and the new Appmon emerges from the light. The Apply drive then gives information on the Appmon and we are shown various info on the Appmon such as its power, type, and ability. Unfortunately, the music that accompanies the app realizing and app linking is an electronic beat that doesn't have any lyrical element like the previous anime series did. The evolutions in Appmon do really well to build suspense throughout the evolution scene, however it's a little unfortunate that every app link is exactly the same regardless of the level being reached. The Digimon series has seen its fair share of interpretations of what a transformation scene can look like. For me, the ideal Digimon evolution involves a killer song to get you hyped, a thematically relevant depiction of the method by which evolution is happening, and a creative and interesting depiction for how the evolutions for sometimes completely disparate forms can happen. At the time of writing this video, we're on the cusp of a brand new Digimon series, a reimagining of Digimon Adventure. Personally, I'm looking forward to see how the series differs from the original, and hopefully it will give us a plethora of new animations that can keep us entertained despite the repetition. Regardless, I've had a blast looking back again at all the ways the Digimon, and the franchise itself, have evolved. Hey, thanks for sticking around to the end of this video. If you enjoyed this, why not subscribe and see when I manage to make another one. Consider supporting me on Patreon. Also, feel free to leave a comment if you have anything to say about the video or about Digimon. Channel artwork is provided by taylorc.art on Instagram. Thank you again for watching. I'm Gray Tanuki. Have a good one.